Hello, welcome to the Lone Show. I'm your host, John Malone. In this episode, I have brought on regular Asperegoose.
Hello.
And as for our guest, she's from New Jersey. She's a founder and CEO of Osso Safe TEDx speaker and consultant. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sabrina Osso.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. This is so
Hello. Welcome to the show. Yeah.
Great to have you here. So,
Thank
how's
you.
life?
It is raining. It is the weather's not so great, but I've learned all weather is good weather. So you just make the best of it, you know?
Yes, absolutely. And have you been up to much recently?
I'm sorry?
Have you been up to much recently?
Well, I work a lot on my business on Osso Safe to promote it, to market it, to talk to as many people as I can about it because it's pretty unique. So yeah, so I've been focusing on that.
Okay, fabulous.
So, yeah.
Go on.
Can you please tell us about your business? What does it do? Because I've never heard of this company, Also Safe. I've never heard of it.
Right. It is what we offer is definitely, as I mentioned, unique. We offer products and services to promote safety and prevent violence in the workplace, in schools, but in particular in your place of residence. So we're looking to change the face of residency, really, and to make safety a required standard condition of residency in a nutshell.
So basically, it's a security company. Yeah.
You could call it that. I would say it's secure, it's education, it's mental health, and kind of all roll and security all rolled into one.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
So mental health. So how does this company support the mental health of people in residences?
Yes, excellent question. We make mental health part of your residency, actually. We are introducing into the real estate industry called Osso Safe certifications. And we are introducing this right now to landlords and tenants by way of the Osso Safe Home Sweet Home package. And this package consists of a policy, a seminar, an app, and therapists assigned to the property. So basically, we're okay, Mr. and Miss Landlord, hire us, we'll get your property Osso Safe certified. We educate all of the residents, adults and children. We have everyone sign the policy to promise, okay, I promise to not act abusively. The education portion of it, of the seminar, it basically educates everybody on how to promote safety, what constitutes a good relationship. The app is being updated right now, but this app will detect violent like movements and captures them in real time, issuing alerts. So that way, a landlord could say, wow, I have 10 units, for example. I just saw you beat the crap out of her in my unit 2, and you just beat the crap out of him in my unit 10. Well, this is grounds for eviction, for expulsion. And then the mental health portion of the package, you are required as a resident to check in with your therapist once a month. Is everything okay? Do you feel like anything is looming? And just to give an example, well, yes, therapist, actually, my kid came home with bad grades. We're not going to beat him up. We're not going to verbally disparage him, but help us through this because we don't know how to handle this. So with the therapist, it's like preventative. All of these components working together, it makes it preventative versus waiting for an episode of violence to occur. So this holds people to a higher regard, a higher standard in residency. And like I said, it's more on the preventative side. So I hope I gave a good synopsis of the OSO for residency.
Oh, okay, so basically, I get it. So basically, what you do is that you contact these people who are your clients, and then you like you kind of establish an agreement with them to like always, have them update you on like the various things going on, like whether like harassment, whether abuse and all that. And then
Well,
you kind of
it's the education is done so right when you sign leases, and we want this to propagate over all residency. So it's done right at the beginning of tenancy or residency, if you will. And even if you're there already in the building, then we will educate you and you get the property also safe certified even in that regard. So everybody's the policy is basically an addition to existing leases, existing mortgages, if you will. And the education is done for everybody, adults and children. So this is all part of your residency, if you will. So the clients are the landlords, are the property managers, are the tenants, are the superintendents, the residents, in a word, all residents.
okay.
Okay, that's pretty
It,
cool.
it is a pretty complex concept, like because I've never really heard of a company which does security, like protection of houses, and gets involved with mental health at the same time. That is extremely unique.
Right, right. Because we feel at Osso Safe, everybody is dealing with something. Even if everything is okay, um, everybody has to, especially with COVID, I feel like if there's one thing that we can take away that COVID did on a positive note, is that mental health is very, and everybody is dealing with something, whether it's from their past or their present, or something is looming in the future. So we make mental health a regular part of residency. That way, let's say you're dating someone and you really don't know where it's headed. But if you have a therapist assigned to the property and you check in with your therapist and all of a sudden you see warning signs, and you learned these warning signs in the seminar, and you say, wow, he or she is isolating me, he or she is trying to control my money, and I just met this person. So these are all warning signs. So it's on the preventative side where, look, the therapist is advising you, look, you should really break it off with this person, because these are all red flags, and it's starting to be verbal abuse, it's going to escalate to physical, possible sexual abuse. And why? For what? There's plenty of fish in the sea. Break it off right now, and get yourself mentally to heal from this trauma, if you will. And that way you are making room for a better relationship, a good relationship, and we'll all be better off for it. So yes, the mental health component, we feel that this is a very important component and everybody benefits from it. So even if you're single, if you're married, if you're divorced, if you're dating, if you're living with someone, cohabiting with someone, everybody's going through something. So to have mental health as part of your residency, we feel is a very healthy component to keep everybody healthy, if you will.
Okay,
Okay.
interesting. Very unique. I like
Yes,
that.
and I want to say that with men, I'm proud to say I never built my business with the mentality, oh, it's always the woman who is the victim. Yes, in many cases, the female is the victim, but there are male victims out there. And abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter the gender that the hand occupies. So it's traumatic either way for men and women. If you're the victim, male or female, it's traumatic. So I never built my business to say, oh yeah, the woman is always the victim. No, yes, maybe not. So there are women that do abuse out there. So with the Osso Safe certifications, um, there's no stereotype there. It's removed from the equation, if you will. So everybody gets educated, everybody signs the policy, everybody is required to check in with their therapist. There's the technology portion, as I mentioned. So this is all new, and we are looking to change the face of residency. So there's no more, oh, I didn't know if I pulled her hair or smacked him that constitutes abuse. Now you know, because you were educated. You took the Osso Safe Home Sweet Home seminar as part of the certification. So now you know. There's no surprises. There's no, oh, I didn't know that was violent. Now you know.
Okay.
How many of these do you have operating across the U.S. or the state of California or whatever state you're in?
Yes, yes. This is fairly new, so we have. We're like I said, we are shopping this around to all types of residency, whether you rent, whether you own, whether you have a mortgage or not, whether you live in a townhouse, a co-op, a condo, a single family home, a multi-family dwelling, a two-family home, a villa, a mansion, a dormitory at a university, a senior community. We are shopping this around to all types of residents. So this is new, and we're getting positive feedback, and we are it's in the works where people are jumping on board to say, yes, we want these certifications because we think that this will really make a difference in residency.
Wow, that's a lot of kind of houses.
Well, I mean, it's useless to only go after, let's say, a two-family home. Well, what about the single mother living in a multi-family dwelling of 10, 20, 50, 100 apartments, or the dormitory? We call them dorms in the United States for university. Like students, so students, whether you're a freshman, a senior, a junior, whatever the case may be, it has to work over all residency, not just one type of residency, because you have the right to be safe in your own home, right? So that's how we see it. There's plenty of problems out there. And when you put that key in your lock, you should feel like it's your sanctuary. You should feel like it's home and not hell. It shouldn't feel like a war zone, especially for children, because children suffer the most in these abusive environments. I should know because I was one of them. My father beat my mother on a regular basis. My mother would beat me. So I know exactly how it feels to live like you're living with a terrorist. So I said to myself, what did I need growing up? What is it that would have really made a difference in my life? So that's the approach I took to create something that where my father would not have gotten away with half the things he got away with. So that's what we created at Osso Safe, products and services that really will make a difference in people's lives in terms of safety, in terms of non-abuse, no violence, no chaos, no dysfunction. I hope I make sense.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. Very good. And do you? And I know you're just starting out, but do you plan on pushing this out internationally?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We are focusing obviously locally. We've had a lot of positive feedback in Canada, but the goal, my short to long term goal definitely is to have this international, like on a global level. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I also just want to ask this, like, in the light of recent events, because of like everything that's going on right now, the sanctions against Russia, to be pushing this service onto Russia, or legally in America, are you not allowed to do it? Because the last time I remember legally you cannot like invest into Russia. Like, are you going to push this into like the Russian technology sphere?
Sure, sure. I mean, eventually, yes, eventually. I mean, we have to go where the simplest and most effective and efficient way possible. So maybe Russia right now is, you know, with all the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, but definitely, definitely, there's plenty of families that need this in Russia.
Yeah,
Absolutely, I have a lot of friends that are Russian, that are Ukrainian, and violence is violence, abuse is abuse.
yeah,
So absolutely, we're definitely not looking to rule out anyone.
yeah,
Safety needs to become a required standard condition of residency across the board. So yeah, I hope I answered the question. Absolutely.
yeah. Because like in Russia, like domestic abuse is a massive problem. Like especially in these times, it is becoming, I believe, like an increasing issue. And I think
Right.
that your technology could definitely help out. And also, I think
Thank you.
it'll be a great idea also if a lot of this technology goes into Ukraine, because like any kind of security system and support with mental health, that'll be a lot of help towards the Ukrainians. Like that's actually great investment in the country.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Is that I'm sorry, is that Peter speaking or
Um,
P-
that
P-
that was Asperegoose speaking.
Peter,
Peter.
Peter? Okay.
What?
Okay. Yes, yes, okay.
Oh my
Okay. Oh my goodness.
God.
Humor's always good. Humor's always good.
Oh yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
absolutely. I thank you for the positive feedback and yes, security and mental health, they go hand in hand. And if you think about it, you cannot do anything if you are not safe. So if there is any conflict whatsoever, whether it be uh, on a local level, whether you are in conflict with someone in the workplace, at school, in university, or especially in the home, you cannot focus on your work. You cannot focus on studying. You cannot focus on doing the most simplest task to the most complicated task. Safety is of the utmost importance.
Yeah.
So we feel that at Osso Safe, that is very basic. It is very raw. It is very fundamental as far as anyone's existence, especially for a child. So I like that you bring up Russia, Ukraine, the international component, because absolutely that is our goal first. It's our goal to make this go global. So I'm glad that
Yeah.
you share that vision as well.
Yeah. I also want to ask you about the schools because, obviously school shootings are a big problem. So are these security systems going to help kids who like could be, facing mental issues and who are potentially going to commit the next Columbine?
Right, right. Yes, excellent point. And that is a big problem in the United States with the school shootings. Uh, Excellent point. Yes, our technology, the app, which, as I said, is being updated right now, it will have multiple applications, but because it will detect violence, so it uses AI and facial recognition, uh, and this will be on the preventative side as well, because if you it's if it's almost too late, right, when the police show up, whether it be in the home, whether it be at school, whether it be at university, whether it be in the workplace. Once the police show up, it's almost too late. So, our technology, I'm proud to say, is also another component that adds to the preventative aspect. So definitely in schools and mental health, and a lot of these kids that do the school shootings, if you trace back their home life, it's hell. They are in abusive environments, they are bullied, they are encouraged to buy guns, and that guns are okay. It's not okay. you're making it easy for your son or your daughter, but for the most part it's males, to go purchase a gun. Meanwhile, they want to commit suicide. They need friends. They need to talk about their feelings. They are boys that are being told to shut up and don't talk about your feelings and man up. Stop crying like a girl. You throw like a girl. All of these things contribute to violence. And this is what we teach at Osso Safe, to not shut your boys, to let them express their feelings. Let them cry. It's okay to cry. So I hope I answered the question. I hope I make sense.
Oh, you are, yeah. It's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and I think if these systems are also put in the homes of people, of kids who are being abused, then that decreases the chances of them becoming, potential criminals and potentially going into schools and shanking and shooting everyone. That's a pretty good idea. It's a pretty good concept. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it'll decrease that chance, right? Because we will get them the help, and the help is part of your residency. For example, and I say this in my TEDx talk, Nicholas Cruz, he was the shooter at Parkland in Florida, at the university, and he had many problems from when he was a young boy that needed to be resolved when he was 5, 6, 7 years old. By the time he was 19 years old, he shot up how many students along with the professors and the teachers? I mean, at that point, it was too late. And if it was nipped in the bud, as we say in the US, if it was resolved when he was a young child, it never would have gotten that far. He never would have been even allowed to have a gun. It would have been resolved when he was a young boy, and all of those lives would have been spared, and they would be alive today, those students, those teachers in Parkland, Florida. So again, this is all on the preventative side. So I thank you for echoing it and giving positive feedback on what we're doing.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And we really need to teach our girls that in order to become men and women, that you don't that you're not violent, that you're not abusive, that you don't cause dysfunction and chaos, that in fact it's the opposite, that you need positivity, empowerment, encouragement, freedom of choice, respect, safety. That's what everybody needs, not the opposite of that. So this is we feel that this is, we're moving the real estate industry action, and this is where it needs to go, and this is good for business. As we say at Osso Safe, safer residency make residency, and therefore it's better for business.
Okay.
Oh yes, absolutely. So, what is AutoSafe's vision for prevention of home violence and the real estate industry?
Yes, just what we've been talking about, but also in addition, we feel that real estate agents can be instrumental in this whole equation. And I am a real estate agent, so I'm using all of my real estate agent contacts and my resources to bridge Osso Safe with what we're doing, because we come in contact with buyers and sellers and renters and tenants and landlords. So this is a real estate agents can be instrumental in getting the policies out there, arranging for the certifications to propagate everywhere over all types of residents. So and as an added vision, as we mentioned, but it's worth mentioning again, to get this globally, whether you live in America, in Canada, in South America, in Europe, in Africa, anywhere in Africa, in Asia, Russia, Japan, Ukraine, France, Spain, Germany, England, it's our right as humans to live in where you are safe in your own home. Period. Over and out.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. That's a pretty powerful statement.
Oh yes, absolutely. So,
Thank you.
well, anytime. So, when you do push Osso Safe globally, what would be your favorite country for Osso Safe to be used?
Oh, well, I mean, just everywhere, everywhere, every favorite country. I mean, I'm Italian. I was, I mean, I was born in New York, but I was raised in New Jersey. But my parents were born and raised in Italy, so I would say a good place to start. It's not like my. I guess the question is not my favorite country where Oso Safe would be. It's I would say a good place to start would be in Italy because I travel there quite a bit and it's my nationality. So and then just branch off from there. You know, Italy, the rest of Europe, and then Greece and all the other countries neighboring. So yeah, so I feel that this is we are making a standard, a new standard of residency, and that applies worldwide for sure. I hope I answered the question.
That's great.
Yeah.
You answered the question perfectly. Love it.
Oh, great, great. I'm so glad. Yeah, because I love Europe. I've been to Italy many times, and I've been to well in France. I was there just in passing, but I think I think it's very important to be worldly, you know. It's very important to travel and to see how other people live. And it just makes you a more open minded individual when you see how other people live. And I've always had that, you know, because I've been traveling to Italy since I was a baby. So I see how Italy does things and in Europe and so, you know, when you come back to wherever your home life is, it just really opens your mind. And it's very important to unify, you know, it's then to be closed minded. It's, you need to be open minded. And when you travel, it definitely does that for you.
Yeah, I totally agree to that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's all we have for this episode. It was great having you here, Sabrina, talking about autosave, how it impacts people's impact vision on security, the real estate industry, and so on. It's been amazing.
Yes, yes, and I thank you so much for giving us the platform to talk about it, to let people know that we exist and the products and services that we are introducing into the market. And I thank you so much. Really, this is so great.
Yeah, no
Anytime.
worries.
And until next time, stay tuned for more.